Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the newer cards coming out in Dawn of Majesty over here, which actually has a really cool artwork. At least we got some new Stardust support. There's going to be new, like, what looks like to be a girl Stardust. We've got a new super boss Stardust monster, and on top of that, we got a little chibi Stardust monster over here. But anyways, if you guys are excited about some new Synchro support, drop a like on this video because I'm super excited to see if it's actually good, because Synchros are definitely my favorite. But let's go ahead and hop right into their effects. So the first card they're going to be taking a look at is called Wish Converging Dragon. It is a light dragon tuner effect, level 1 with 0/0 for the stats, and it says you can only special summon Wish Converging Dragon or dragons once per turn. It cannot be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of a majestic monster. The first part of it says that this card's name becomes Majestic Dragon while on the field or in the graveyard. Then the second part of it says, when you draw this card, you can reveal it, special summon it from your hand. Then, if you control a level 8 or higher dragon synchro monster, you can special summon one level 1 dragon monster from your deck. That's a really good effect, especially if you can maybe like top deck, Plague, and then draw it the next turn, or force something to draw. Because it doesn't say specifically during the draw phase, which actually adds a lot more potential with this play, because it gives you, it's a tuner that gets you another potential tuner or whatever you want. This is like global levels of good, although you have to stack it first. Maybe the support will let you stack it. Let's see. Next up, we have Stardust Synchron. It is a light machine tuner effect, level 4, 1500 attack, 1000 defense points, and it says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first part of it says if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can contribute one monster. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn, except for synchro monsters. Also special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Second part says, if this card is normal or special summon, you get to add a spell/trap that specifically lists the card Stardust Dragon in its text from your deck to your hand. You could add potentially Starlight Road, right? Because that has the Stardust Dragon, right, in the text. That's kind of interesting. Not that it's like really relevant, but I'm wondering what else like really supports Stardust other than maybe some of these cards over here that will be actually like viable in the meta of the game. All right, next one up is Stardust Trap. I want this card literally just for the artwork, even if the card's bad, but it's looking pretty good for the artwork department. But Stardust Trail is a light dragon effect, level 4, 500 attack, 2000 defense points. It says you can only use this card's name first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is if this card is in your hand or graveyard and a monster or monster you control is tributed, you can special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. The second part is if a warrior, synchron, or Stardust synchro monster is synchro summoned using this card's material, you can special summon one Stardust token, Dragon Light, level 1, 0/0. Okay, this could be kind of nice. Again, I don't know if this is supposed to be like a Quasar variant deck, but like when it has like warrior and synchron on it, I think of like, Yusei over here. So hopefully it'll be pretty good for that. Next up, this is the boss monster. This is what it comes down to. Shooting Majestic Star Dragon, as Majestic Dragon variants weren't very good. But hopefully this will make up for it. Wind Dragon Synchro effect, level 11 with 4000 attack, 3300 defense points. And it requires Majestic Dragon +1/+, non-tuner monsters, including a Dragon Synchro monster. And it must first be Synchro summoned. The first part of it says you can negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls once per turn. It doesn't say once per turn during either player's turn, though. That's what we need. Second part of it says, for each Stardust Dragon and each synchro monster that specifically lists that card in its text in your graveyard, this card can make one additional attack during each battle phase. The third effect is once per turn when your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, you can banish this card until the end phase. If you do, negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. Okay, so it has like a negate effect, and then once per turn when your opponent activates anything. That's good. So it has basically 2 negates, right? If you can use this one, you can negate the effect of one, and then whenever they activate it, you can just banish this card and then negate the activation and banish that card. The banish is permanent, right? And then until that, so it basically is like a better Stardust Dragon than it is. A more boss variant version of it. I wish it was more like the Red Dragon one, where like you can banish him part of its entire field. That would be a lot better. But this is anything. It's a card or an effect. I think it's definitely a lot better than what I expected, but I still wanted it to be even more like OP, but that's because I'm a Synchro fan. I'm gonna be biased there. But anyways, next up, let's check out the rest of the support that we have. Arriving Miracle, which is a continuous spell card that says when this card resolves, you get to place one level 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck on the top of your deck. Oh, so as soon as it resolves, so the next following turn you're gonna get it. I wish it was a quick play, then you can end phase of your opponent's turn or whatever, or you can chain it to another card, right? Anyways, Stardust Dragon and Synchro monsters that specifically list that card in its text on the field cannot be returned to the extra deck. Okay, so it basically can't be bounced back, right? Next up though, the third effect is, if a Synchro monster or monster is a special summon, you get to apply one of these effects. Also, you cannot apply the same effect of Arrive Miracle again for the rest of this turn. So you get to draw a card or special summon a tuner from it. This is a really good support. Not only do you get to set up, but you can also draw a card, and then on top of that, potentially stopping your opponent's extra, back row or monster effects that would like bounce back a card. I think this is a pretty decent card. It has just a lot of different effects, but this special tuner from your hand can be very powerful. But it's just, if any Synchro monster summon, doesn't have to go for Stardust specifically. So that could be kind of interesting. I'll see if any other deck variants will be interested in playing this. I think it's got some potential here for sure. Next up though, we have Stardust Illuminate, which is a normal spell card that says you can only use this card's same first and second effects once per turn each. The first effect is to send one Stardust monster from your deck to the graveyard, or if you control a Stardust Dragon or a Synchro monster that specifically lists Stardust Dragon in its text, you can special summon that monster instead. Remember, the card must first be special summoned the other way, so you can bring back that card potentially. You can banish the card from your graveyard, then target one Stardust monster you control, increase or decrease its level by 1 until the end of the turn. Okay, so it makes you able to go for more things. That's kind of cool. And then next up we have the Majestic Absorption. This is a normal spell card that says you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. The first part of it says target a Stardust Dragon or one Synchro monster that specifically lists that card in its text you control. Activate one of these equipped. Equip one face-up monster your opponent controls to that target. That target can attack directly this turn. The third part says each time that target destroys an opponent's monster by battle this turn, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that destroyed monster's original attack. So what I'm thinking is like you can make something and just like bam, 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 like destroy your opponent and then just take all the damage. For that, right? Because you can only activate one of these effects, right? So, and it says each time, so I'm pretty sure that you can activate this part of the effect multiple times. You can only choose which one you're going for, but I mean, you can OTK, and that seems pretty cool for like, gameplay and stuff. Next up though, we have the the Majestic Mirage. Savior Mirage is the OCG name. Anyways, so it's a can use trap card that says, if a face-up Stardust Dragon or Dragons or Synchro monsters that specifically lists that card in its text you control leaves the field to activate its own effect or by its own effect, you can apply one of these effects. Also, you cannot apply the same effect of Majestic Mirage again for the rest of this turn. Special summon one of those monsters, banish one monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard. All damage you take this turn is halved. Okay, that's pretty cool that you get to just, have extra disruption, because I think that that's what we really need. It is a trap card, so it's a little bit slower, but being able to bring back the monster, right, can be very powerful as well. I'm thinking the starter support is looking pretty good. Obviously, the huge downside is like you can't go for anything except for Synchros is like one of the card's effects. This one over here with the Stardust Synchron, where you can't go for, again, the other plays, which really ruins the idea of Halki Fibrax just being so good, but who knows, maybe that card's getting banned anyway, so this part is like not that relevant, but I still think that this is looking pretty cool. Although I know a lot of Synchro variants do like to go for Sorry YuGiOh. I've seen variants that do that for extended plays and cycling through some of the cards that you might not want to draw, but I'm curious to know what you guys think of it. You guys think it's going to be pretty good? I think it's actually looking pretty solid. It was actually better than I expected it to be, but I want it on that like super high tier meta OP people complaining about it, because I want Synchros to make a return to the game. Like I'm tired of seeing the blue cards. Let me see the white ones. But anyways, that's my personal thoughts on it. Let me know your guys down below. That's gonna go and wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed checking them out as I did. If you did, drop a like on it. If you guys are new here and do want to see gameplay of these as soon as they come out on YuGiOh Pro, I'll definitely give you guys some gameplay of it very soon. But anyways, take care guys, and if you guys want to send me in gameplay of this, I would love to see gameplay of this. Definitely feel free to send it in. Wait, hold on. We need this. This is the one we need. If you guys want to send me replays, because by the time they come out, maybe you guys are already playtesting them. I'd like to know other combos and stuff. But if you guys want to send me in replays of these, I would love to see what you guys in the community can come up with crazy combos and crazy boards. Feel free to send it into azneyesreplays@gmail.com, or you can just send it into the Discord via like a DM, or just post on the YuGiOh part of our Discord. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one, and I'm signing out. Peace.